everybody, this is Ginger here, and this is Ginger's Rant Show, and it's Wednesday, October 26th, and right now it's mostly cloudy and 52 degrees. You can see I'm wearing this. I have the heat on. It's a little bit chilly, so I have my furnace on in here, or my heater on in here, and a heater on in the bedroom because of Cyrano. Hey Loki. So anyway, yes, you'll still be hearing the echo for a little bit. I'm planning to, over the weekend, moving this in my office in there, hooking stuff up in there. So that's going to happen soon. And then I'll budget in and get my new desk. And this will be much better, and this will be my printer desk. Or back to being a printer desk. And then my one end table will turn into a living room piece again. You know how that goes when you have to budget things in and plan things out and do decorating and stuff like that. Hey Dorothy, good seeing you. So anyway, we got 2 weeks. I think was it two more weeks until the midterms, the November 8th election. I did vote. I turned in my ballot day before yesterday. Sorry, ballot day before yesterday. And of course, like a good girl, I voted Democratic all the way. I did vote for Patty Murray, who's my senator. Maria Cantwell, hers is not until the presidential election. I don't know why they did this, where it's every 7 years for one and every 2 years for the other. I don't get it. You'd think they would have it on the same schedule as the president. So, we need to basically kick back the ultra-radical. And there's some people that say, well, Democrats have ultra-radical too, and I go, no we don't. If you really looked and you really studied, do we really? I'd rather go liberal than not at all. I swear when I get older, I get more and more liberal. Because I want to see things get better for everybody. Not just for me and you, but for everybody. Because they benefit too. I mean, they use the same resources like we do. Roads, the transportation, public transportation, your cars, having to get somewhere, to deal with a family matter or a business matter or whatever you're doing. So, anyway, as you can see in my headline, it's Hump Day, Midterms, and hopes of red state turning blue. I do hope Florida turns blue. They really need it. So does Georgia. And Texas needs to turn blue. Rather than see blue. And I would love to see the GOP, their powers reduced down to almost nil. They don't know how to govern, and they never really studied civics either, and they should be forced to study civics, how things go, and why we have laws because of issues that come up like that to have laws. You get my drift. As you can see, MTG of Georgia, a lot of her constituents don't like her at all now. She's basically really kind of screwed them up. A lot more are waking up, and I have a feeling a lot of them have left the Republican Party and going back to Democratic. She was on a local access radio slash TV show. I think it was a public service TV or something like that she was at. And I don't know where it was locally, what town or city that it was being aired. But anyway, I was watching this video on the Ring of Fire, which is a liberal blog. And anyway, hard questions were being thrown at her by her constituents. They want to know why that she does not want to make sure that women are safe when having kids, or what happens when the baby is not viable, and the body for some reason can't reject the baby, or like, for example, like in the case of ectopic pregnancy, that's dangerous. My daughter had an ectopic pregnancy, and luckily it was caught early. So needless to say, she lost the baby. So I think it's something that MTG doesn't understand, and she doesn't want to understand anything. And she has all these weird ideas and everything else, and what she says is not true. And in other words, you could tell she had not done her homework. And I think now she's going to lose her re-election bid. She is. She's going to get booted. And I hope she does get booted. Georgia needs a good senator. Needs a good House of Representatives in there. And they need to make some changes there too. I don't think the red states should be receiving money from blue states, where the red states need to learn to stand up on their own 2 feet. There's some changes that need to be made on this. Okay? That's the other part of it. Let's see. Also Herschel Walker does not seem to understand either. And I don't think he has no business being a candidate for the Senate. I really don't. If he wants to get into government politics, then he needs to start at the bottom and be at a local town council or whatever and learn that way. Work his way up. And you know what? I think the GOP, or not GOP, but I think the Democratic or any candidate for that matter, need to start at the bottom, be required to start at the bottom and work their way up. They can't just jump from, like Trump did, jump from being a citizen, businessman / citizen to President of the United States without having any knowledge of how the government works and what they can and cannot do. Now there's, of course, there's a big argument going on the secret documents and everything, which Trump really has no business of having, which again leads back to Trump not learning proper rules and etiquette. And of course, I know all his life he hasn't learned that. He wasn't forced to learn it, and he should have been forced to learn it. So I hope he gets to. Wow, hi Nose. Cyrano says hi. He's doing good. He's a little bit better today, aren't you? I had to cut back on his medication a little bit, so he doesn't get too sick from it. So anyway, back to the general thing on candidates and those that are still currently in office. Like I said, Trump is in trouble, and he's in deep doo-doo, and they need to take the gloves off now. And since he's a private citizen, he really has no privileges, ever. He shouldn't. And when he does plead the fifth, that's telling me that he's hiding something. If he said if he doesn't have anything to hide, then he needs to prove it. Okay. So anyway, another thing too, I heard things about Senator Grassley that he's kind of against farmers, small farmers, for whatever reason. Senator Grassley is from Iowa. What? Meow. Cyrano's being talkative today. What? Well, if you're hungry, go eat. There's food over there. I'll get you your wet cat food in a little bit, okay? Okay? I don't know. Go eat. Go eat some kibbles. He's weird. Not weird, but he's vocal. Anyway, Senator Grassley is basically against small farms for whatever reason. Well, Iowa is farm country, and they've always been farm country. So is Michigan, so is a lot of the Midwest states, they're farm country. And I think now the farmers, both small, medium, and large family-owned farms, should rise up and kick his butt out. He'll be 89 years old this coming November. And if he wins this re-election, he'll be 95. Well, I think now he needs to retire. He needs to be told, no, you need to retire. You need to let the younger generation take over. And those are for farming and farmers, because we need farms. We badly need to grow fruits and vegetables and hay and grass and everything else. We need farms. People just don't seem to get it or understand it. But milk comes from cows. That's where milk comes from. You have horses. There are a lot of horses still being used to pull plows and everything like do with the Amish. And Mennonites, they use plows and horses, draft horses to pull because of their long-standing beliefs. But they haven't hurt anybody. And you have those that have horses that use horses for recreational, as in horse showing or trail riding or just for hobbies. And you have those for racing, and I understand there's going to be some changes in the rule changes in horse racing too. So, you know, and Grassley sounds like he's a closet PETA guy, or PETA, or whatever you call them. I don't know if you ever encountered them. They're people for ethical treatment of animals, and they're a very, very radical group, and they don't seem to understand why things are the way they are. I have tangled with them in my horse showing days, and they don't seem to get it. They don't seem to understand it. Because their treatment of animals is not ethical at all. Okay. Okay, now for the next thing here. Early voting and mail-in ballots are coming in right now, especially early voting. There's a big record turnout in early voting for midterms, first time. Well, hola Teresa, ¿cómo está? I hope que muy bien. My Spanish is a little bit limited here, Teresa. I need to bone up. Um, anyway, the early voting and mail-in ballots is surging and everything, and people are now saying, yeah, democracy is important. We need it here. And since the GOP just want to screw everything up and everybody, and they want to still stay in power, they still want to cheat. You know what? What grass is, Teresa. Anyway, they just want to kick out pretty much the radical GOP and the other GOP that's on the verge that should be retiring. I think now the officials, the GOP party itself, officials need to really look at themselves in the mirror and say, hey, we need to get back to what we used to do back in the 60s and 50s and everything. If we worked across the aisle to solve our problems and solve our issues. But as long as they have their radical element in there, they're going to have some problems. Of course, your radical hardcore element, if you will, they want to have Trump back in there. Well, no. With him with his legal problems and with him in trouble with the Department of Justice, I'm pretty sure Trump will be finding himself in prison. I think they may have enough now, evidence now, to arrest him. And they should. They should arrest him now. Do it now. I don't care if he was president. No previous presidents have done what he's done. Because they follow the rule of law. And he's never learned to follow the rules. Period. And back then when he punched his music teacher, grade school music teacher, he should have been bent over somebody's knee and spanked the hell out of him. And put him in reform school. I don't think the military school that he went to really did anything. I don't know if they were afraid of him or what the deal was, but he should have been something tougher. Yes, 11 more days. That's right, Teresa. So I'll be glad when we get the midterms over with. But I know the voting and everything else, the ongoing process is going to keep. I know it's to some it's a vicious cycle, but you have to participate in it. Those that don't vote and they complain, they have no room to complain. They need to vote. And you need to make sure you have the proper and right candidate in there, okay? And if you go to any of the rallies, you need to ask, or a town hall meeting, you need to ask tough questions to the candidate. And say, okay, if we hired you, what would you be willing to do to solve the problems that need to be solved? Yeah, and I remember in the late 70s, early 80s when I worked at Boeing, there was a number of candidates that, stood on the corner street near Boeing plant and talked to Boeing employees coming out of the plant, talk to them and get them to vote. Well, there was one guy that voted. He eventually came to be the governor of Washington, but he was running for county executive and King County executive, and he asked me to vote for him, and he said, well, I can't because I live in Pierce County. so I can't vote for you. You go, oh, okay. And not realizing a lot of people going, majority of them lived in the South. In other words, into Pierce County, and there's some that lived north, and some lived in North King County, and some lived clear up in Snohomish County, which is one county up, 2 counties up from here. So they have to look at where their election mapping is, if you will. Now, one thing that should not be tolerated is cheating when doing campaigns, dirty campaigns. They need to stop doing dirty campaigns. They need to look at the subjects and say, okay, this is what we should do on this subject or this topic or this issue. Let's go by issue. And stop this dirty campaigning crap, okay? And stop cheating. And your Secretary of State, who handles all the voting, goes on, and they direct the election offices around your state, should hold down the laws there and say, hey, no cheating, okay, and stop the dirty campaigning. Because I really get annoyed at dirty campaign, and I'm really annoyed by that, and it's like, that's acting like a little kid in a grade schoolyard, if you really think about it. Oh, sure you ran into it when you were in school, right? When you're in grade school, and there's always this kid that thinks he's better than anybody else, or bigger than anybody else, and then you're trying to play a game like kickball, or four-square ball, or volley, or, any kind of game, okay, or intramural baseball. There's always one kid that wants to cheat, and if they're caught cheating, then they should be given the boot and not be allowed back in the game again until they learn proper sportsmanship. It's the same thing in elections. It's called sportsmanship, and it's all about numbers. And if you don't accept the outcome of the election, let's say you did your best and the campaign is over with, you've got the votes in, you're waiting for the tally, right? If you won, great, that's super, you won. But if the other outcome is that you lost by X number of votes, just accept it as it is and move on. Don't try to say, well, I will concede and everything else. Well, I'm sorry, you need to concede. Because the numbers stay right there. It's the same way those that won't accept President Biden's win. And that was like 2 years ago, right? Well, numbers says it all right there. And Trump tried all this crap on saying, oh man, it's, his usual complaint. Okay, I'm not going to say it, his usual complaint. And not accepting the numbers. And say, no, you lost. You're retired and you lost. You need somebody else to take over. And a lot of people don't realize how demanding the job President of the United States is. You have to wear a lot of hats. You have to be somewhat diplomatic. Sometimes you don't have to be diplomatic. And there's sometimes you have to be tough as nails to countries that want to cause problems, like, for example, North Korea. And Russia saying they're hassling our shoreline and everything else flying our shoreline. And, this open sky agreement is, I think they need to get rid of it and say, nope, you're not going to fly over in our airspace unless you've been given permission. I don't entirely trust the government of Russia right now, ever. Because he who should not be named, Putin, is causing all kinds of issues, and he needs to stop attacking Ukraine. Withdraw his troops, pay back all the money. I'm sure he's got a lot stashed away to rebuild Ukraine. And then he needs to pay for his crimes. He needs to answer to war crimes and crimes against humanity. Because that's what he's doing. He's just land grabbing. Okay, well, I'll keep a tabs on more stuff that's going on, political-wise and everything else. I'll be on Friday. Let me check something real fast here. Let me check my calendar. 1 minute. I don't have anything going on Friday. Okay. Anyway, I will see you guys on Friday at 1 p.m. at Ginger's Rant Show. And, stay informed, keep a top breath, watch a number of liberal online programs. I stay with me. I haven't seen any GOP ones here on the Facebook at all. I see a lot of YouTube that's doing this. You see MSNBC and everything else. I took Fox off my list. I didn't want Fox on there. Because half the time, especially in their political side, they lie. And they need to stop lying. So, okay, well, I will see you later. Oh, one more thing. I don't see Nancy here. She's probably watching this later. I've added some new products on my store. Ginger Store and more. So go ahead and check it out. It should be on there. Hi, Carol. That's okay. Unless you're going to start later, I can start later. Anyway, Ginger Store and more. I've added more products in there. And I've changed out drop shipping apps on this to do this. So, check it out. And I'll be working some things with Printable and print my brand and everything on there and hope to sell some items through there too. You know, like my mugs and towels and blankets. And I have a blanket with my store's name on it. So anyway, I will see you guys on Friday. In Carol, this will be obviously recorded. Also, this will be on YouTube. So, I don't know, my clock is way off. Whereas Facebook's clock is way off. Things have been out of sync lately. I don't know if you noticed that. So, I'll see you on Friday, okay? And I'll post this on YouTube as well, okay? Anyway, be sure to insist, persist, and push back, and push the facts. I love you all. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.